How we doing, guys? Sam back at Anglers. Today we're going to show you some simple maintenance you can do without opening up completely your reels. All right, so starting off here, the quickest thing to do is just take off your spool. Pop your spool off, make sure that any shims, washers, or whatnot did not get stuck up here in this housing here. So I like to remove the drab cap, and then I'm just going to take off some of this old grease and oil that is on here. Move the oscillation system all the way up so you can clean anything under there. So underneath of here, I like to put oil on here because that's going to help that shaft move a little bit slower in and out of all the housing there. But above here, you can put grease. Grease is going to be more protective. It's going to stay in there longer. Just take a little bead of grease here with your hands and run that all over the upper part of that shaft. And then I like to put a drop or two of oil right there on the shaft and then work that into the reel. From there, you can take out some of this old bulky grease that's in here. When you have a bunch of grease in here like this, it's a great way for sand and things like salt and mineral deposits to gather in there. Just a thin layer that you can put on your fingers right there is more than enough. You're also probably going to have a bunch on the top here, especially if it's a pen reel. You can wipe off some of that excess. You just need a little bit of grease on there. You don't need much. Underneath of here, you have a different spring here for your clicker, and then another spring here. Just go in here as best you can and get as much of that old grease off of there. And then with your fingers, you can apply some fresh grease to those parts. Put that back on. Moving on to your handle here, just a drop of oil that you can work in here is all you really need there. Another area that you can certainly add a drop of oil to is these little connection points here on your rotor side. The next thing I like to do here is open up your screw locks, wipe off any old grease here, and then just apply a little bit of new grease to these parts. And same thing here. And wipe off any dirt here. On most reels that aren't sealed like they are on the side of the Spinfisher, water can really get into your bearings and your gears right here. So if a reel wasn't like a sealed reel like this, you could add a little bit of grease in there to protect those bearings on each side. Thanks, guys. That just about wraps it up. Hopefully this gets it a little bit more freely spinning and a little bit cleaner and protects you from saltwater and mineral deposits that can get into these. So really simple, guys, without taking the whole reel apart, some preventative maintenance. Thanks.